Welcome to TMI, 10-Minute Issues, right here on 𝐓𝐿𝐵. Thank you all so much for your support. TMI is a production of ALG Media and Communications. Yes, we have a business license, so we can do promotions and stuff, and we can accept sponsorship. If you have something you want us to mention, give us a call or send us a message at 242-473-8566. Today, my two oldest sons are in hospital, and so we solicit your prayers. I want to thank the medical team here on 𝐓𝐿𝐵, especially Nurse Darlene Anderson, Nurse Deandra Richards, and Dr. Abateo, along with everyone who provided attention during this crisis, and of course, the doctors at PMH and Doctors Hospital who are currently attending to them. God is in full control. As I speak to you, the water is off in Deep Creek. I sincerely hope that Water and Sewage and the company contracted to assist them will get the water back up and running. Lincoln Bain and COI is slated to have a meeting in 𝐓𝐿𝐵 at Workers' House in Governor's Harbour this evening at 6 p.m. I was asked to mention this, but I'm not supporting them or attending their meeting, and I will tell you why. If you're not prepared to listen to me, then I am not prepared to listen to you, especially when I'm sharing concerns about 𝐓𝐿𝐵. They have a page called Under the Delete Tree, and I sent videos about our concerns on 𝐓𝐿𝐵, and they deleted all of the videos, and when I spoke to them about it, they cracked jokes and made fun of it. So, no, I'm not going to support them. We don't need another political organization that does not listen to people, since we have enough existing political parties doing that well enough already. Now they're on 𝐓𝐿𝐵 with their political clown show parading in the Haitian village of Blackwood, which is their right to do as long as they don't harass, intimidate, or threaten the people there. Rather than coming here attacking Haitians, though, we need someone who's going to get this hospital off the ground that has been promised to us by every government that has gone past. We need a dialysis unit so that persons do not have to move to Nassau or fly down every week. We need a comprehensive drug addiction program that will help our young men, especially those once strung out on drugs who can't hold a job. We need a legitimate higher education institution here on the island where our young people can go for higher learning rather than putting their parents in debt, struggling with school, housing, and other expenses. For an island that's attracting the kind of tourist numbers that we are, our administrations can do much better. The Haitian situation is of great concern to us, but what is happening in Blackwood and in Abaco was created by Bahamians, particularly white Bahamians on those islands. Firstly, they brought a lot of Haitians legally as cheap labor because they could pay them much less than the average Bahamian for the same work. Whether we are prepared to acknowledge it or not, those same legal Haitians that were brought here colluded with Bahamians who are assisting in bringing illegal immigrants here, and it is all a money-making scheme. Abaco is in trouble because of the monster they created with this Haitian situation. When it was convenient for them, they turned a blind eye. Now that it is not, everyone is making noise. The other day I saw a notice, and I believe it was on the news or some broadcast somewhere, about Spanish Wells communists demanding that the Haitians move away from Blackwood so that they can get there. But the problem is they put them at Blackwood in the first place because they didn't want black people spending the night in Spanish Wells, regardless of the services they provided. Now that the banks are repossessing their homes and some of them will soon have no place to live, the commoners is demanding that the Haitian situation be addressed so that they can access that land. I will tell Spanish Wells what their first problem is. There are only 3 legally recognized commoners on 𝐓𝐿𝐵, and Spanish Wells, I'm told, is not one of them. No government has done all they could to quell the immigration problem. All of them have allowed it to fester under their watch. Businesses all over this country were hiring illegals, and rather than punishing the businesses, they would arrest 1 or 2 illegals and deport them for photo opportunities. If it wasn't about the money, business owners would be prosecuted aggressively as a part of addressing this vexing problem. As for the situation with Immigration Minister Keith Bell, to me this is only political theatrics. Keith Bell utilized no less authority than any previous minister before him. Almost every law that governs ministers who lead these ministries literally says, as the minister may specify. We might not agree with the decisions they make, but that is the power we have given them. Keith Bell could resign, but why should he, if he's only acting in the unchecked authority that we gave to him as Minister of Immigration? Help me here. Speaking of banks, BOB has sent me a demand letter for $47,000, $7,000 that they're saying I need to pay them by August 17th. Yes, the secret is out. I am a delinquent loan customer of BOB, and of course, I want to apologize to Lydia Jones, who was so helpful where I have now failed. I don't have $47,000, and I don't sell, and I don't steal, but I will go into the bank to have a discussion with them about paying off this debt. Since we're celebrating 50 years of independence, they might as well just give me the other $3,000 to make it $50,000, cancel all interest and fees, and let's just work on a comprehensive plan of getting them their principal amounts at reasonable rates each month. Pay your loans, because whoever owns your debt owns you. My wife has the marriage papers, but the loan says I am the property of the Bank of the Bahamas. BPL had us sweating like dogs in the hot sun on Wednesday when they went off for hours due to a line down in North. Services were eventually restored with no issues since, but one of their workers complained to me about them not having any drinking water for the workers. I did send a message to the manager who did not respond, but I hope that situation is resolved by now. Water should be a basic right on every job in this country, and in this heat, no one should want to hold back on water. That's just cruel and inhumane. We now turn to South Andrews for a bit, where my mom is living but not ruling. My sister and I are currently working on getting someone there to be with her. So if you know anyone who is interested in being with her during the night, please let us know. I extend sincere condolences to my good friend Katrina Green in the Bluff, South Andrews, who lost her son Tamiko Green in a traffic accident on Abaco this week. We're losing too many of our children to the scourge. In January, Thalia Duncombe, another mother on South Andrews, also lost her daughter Chara Major right here on Eleuthera. And I also remember my good friend Bernard Roll, who lost her son in a traffic accident in Nassau some years ago. This is really rough for all the families involved, but we must also urge our children to take their times in these vehicles. I know it feels exciting to speed, but it is much better and safer to take your time and to get to your destination safely. Years ago, they would say, drive to arrive alive. Also, I got a call from South Andrews that social services is not issuing food slips. Has not done so last month and isn't doing so this month. But I did reach out to a social services representative who told me that they are paying the senior citizens, but they require the young persons to come into the office. So I told those persons in South Andrews to go to the office and then call me back and let me know what responses they get. Now back to Eleuthera. Police on the island are looking for a black SUV, Jeep or truck with the damages that may have been involved in the incident that resulted in the death of Shavin Marvin Miller of Deep Creek. If anyone has any information, please contact 911 or the Roxanne Police Station at 242-334-2244. On a previous episode of TMI, we mentioned that there needs to be a more aggressive stance on these vehicles traversing the island without license plate, and lo and behold, 2 days ago, I look and see the island school with a very nice bus traveling the road without their back license plate. I'm going to assume that the plate dropped off because I do not believe the island school would be about the island in a vehicle that is not meeting required road traffic standards. A lot of persons are having their Facebook and social media accounts stolen. Please beware of internet scammers who work for Samsung or are from Nigeria or white pretty girls. Do not send Facebook, WhatsApp, or Google codes to anyone, and definitely do not send them any money. Finally, I want to extend sincere condolences to the widow and family of Gennaro Ryan Mackey, whose funeral was last week. I want to highlight that his funeral was handled by a young man from Grain Castle, 𝐄𝐩𝐢 Sands, of Sands Funeral Home. That's Josephine's, Molly's grandson, I'm told. They did an excellent job with the remains, and the funeral was very well organized. We need to give our young people a chance. If you're seeking affordable funeral arrangements, you can reach out to 𝐄𝐩𝐢 at telephone 242-814-2469. As we get ready to close our program today, I want you to remember that COVID is still real. COVID is still on this island. COVID is still in the country. You need to protect yourselves, protect your family, and protect all those connected to you. I don't care what they tell you. Person sent me messages telling me, oh, don't mind that information the government is saying. And I'm listening to the government, but I'm also saying to you, be careful. If you have anything you want us to mention on TMI, please reach out to us at telephone 242-473-8566. Call us. Until next time, Keep us in prayer. And stay awesome.